Patriots acquiring wide receiver Devontae Parker from the Dolphins, a 2023 third-round pick for a 2023 third-round pick. Injuries, we know this, dudes. They've slowed him down. But he feels like a guy that has, an upside, had that breakout season, I think, a couple of years ago. Could he be a good DFS option on the Pats, Pearce?
Yeah, he'll be awesome if he's healthy. If he's got the size and the speed. I mean, we know he has the size. Does he still have the speed? If he does, it's going to be great for the Patriots. Last year, we saw defenses only leave one safety back because the Patriots didn't have anyone to stretch the field. That hurt the run attack for New England. So we could see the run attack also benefit. And then also, Mac Jones faced the second most amount of extra pass rushers. Teams were able to bring more people because the Patriots didn't have a receiving threat. So I think all around the Patriots offense, you're going to see an increase.
All right, Geoff, we're talking about a 29-year-old wide receiver who's played 16 games, had 1,000 yards just once in a 7-year career.
I don't think he's ever played 16 games, actually. 7 years in the league, that's how long Devontae Parker has been in the league. Does it feel like 7 years? No, because you never see Devontae Parker on the field. This dude is living off one decent year where he had 1,200 yards. I like this move for Miami. So, Parker, he's getting up there in age. He's got a bigger contract. He's had that 1 year where he averaged over 15 yards per reception. The last 2 years, it's dipped. It's been under 13 yards per reception. Can he rebound? Maybe. But, I mean, this is a player who there's really no confidence. I mean, what are we still waiting? We're still calling for a breakout from Devontae Parker 8 years into his career. I don't like this move at all. I think it's reeks of desperation for the New England Patriots.
16 games in 2019. That was his best season. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns there, Geoff. So, yeah, just doing my homework.
Pretty sure he didn't finish all 16.
Just trying to, just saying he played in 16 games. That's all. I'm just looking at stats. Argue with the internet if you feel like it. Anywho, still some other big-name wide receivers out there. Who we got? OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Julio Jones. I guess, Geoff, I'll start with you. What is the fantasy value of some of these guys? I'm sure it depends a lot on where they end up, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely, obviously, if they're going to go into a secondary role, if someone's signing with the Chiefs or something, they're obviously going to be potentially not like the main in the feature role. But, if say, Jarvis Landry lands in Green Bay, I mean, there's just a bundle of targets up for grabs there right now. And I think Jarvis Landry has the most upside of these three players. Look, Odell Beckham, Pearce is going to come on here and tell me I'm crazy, but he still has some juice left in his career, but he's coming off an ACL. So what can we really expect? We can't have high expectations. Jarvis Landry has always been a great route runner. He's always been a guy who's, been able to work off a top wide receiver. And there's places for him to go potentially where he could still be very fantasy useful. Indianapolis is another spot working off Michael Pittman, who's turning into a bit of a beast downfield. So I think Jarvis Landry easily has the most fantasy potential just because he's been a guy who can rack up those targets. He's very, very savvy at getting open. And I still think that, there's a couple good years left for him. So Julio Jones, unfortunately, the old Julio looks like he's still in there somewhere, but his body just isn't letting him out anymore. So Jarvis Landry is the guy you should be still semi-bullish on of these three.
All right, do you agree with that, Pearce?
Yeah, how does Beckham still have juice? And he got injured barely a month ago.
Well, he was almost the fantasy MVP. He was almost the MVP of the Super Bowl, Pearce, but okay, sure.
He was almost MVP after playing, two series? Come on.
Yeah, that's how good he was. Exactly. Thanks for making my point for me.
Yeah, all right. So Geoff is right that Jarvis Landry is the guy that we should be considering. I think he'll be fine, even if he ends up on a garbage team because he chases a paycheck because Christian Kirk got a bunch of money, so Landry wants a bunch of money. If he goes to a garbage team, then he'll get garbage points. And I think he still could have a potent role in an offense. If he takes the pay cut and goes to the Packers, that would be great. I don't think he's going to take that much of a discount. I think it's likely. It looks like he might go back to the Browns at a discounted rate and still be able to put up decent numbers in that offense. And then there's also the chance that he goes to Arizona. They need another receiver at the moment. That could be very interesting. It just depends. Does he want a trophy or does he want the money? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
All right, guys, we do have breaking news here that Blake Bortles has asked for and will be granted his release from the New Orleans Saints. So we will bring you the latest as that story develops, which it sounds like that story.
New Orleans Saints or the New Orleans Breakers? Is he in the USFL now?
That is a great transition. Like, what a segue there, Geoff, because how soon until you guys become USFL experts here? The season starts next week, and you got the Michigan Panthers with Coach Jeff Fisher. I don't know how many games they play in this league, but they're going to end up 500. I can guarantee you that. They're the favorites to win it all at plus 400, Geoff.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's an instant fade. I mean, first of all, if Jeff Fisher is the head coach, it's like you said, they're going to go 500 or worse, and they're also the favorites, so we can cross that off. I will tell you something right now. Kyle Slaughter is the best quarterback in this league. Kyle Slaughter is going to be the quarterback for the New Orleans Breakers. This is a guy who's he's 6'5". He's well over 200 pounds. He's just looked the part when he's played in preseason. He's had 8 preseason starts in the NFL from 2018 to 2019, a quarterback rating of 120 or better in 6 of those starts. He's a very good quarterback, and I just don't think that Kyle Slaughter ever really got a real chance in the NFL. The New Orleans Breakers at plus 500, they're going to be my team right off the bat, I'm telling you, because they made the smart move of getting Kyle Slaughter. Also, look out for the Pittsburgh Maulers, though. Kyle Lauletta can play a little bit. They got a local guy for the head coach there. I really like that story. So I'm looking at a couple teams, but right now it's the New Orleans Breakers because I think they have the best quarterback, and it may not even be, it may be by a wide margin.
Yeah, Pearce, maybe Bortles decides to kind of stay in the market.
There's actually some pretty good quarterbacks in the USFL. I don't even know if he can get a backup gig there.
Whoa!
And speaking of the Breakers, they have some solid receivers there, but the team to look out for is the Philadelphia Stars. Bart Andrus is basically a lifelong minor league football coach, World League, UFL, NAIA, you name it, he has done it, the Spring League. Now, he won the Spring League championship recently, and guess what? He brought basically his entire team to Philadelphia. Brian Scott was his starting quarterback there, was the MVP twice. They brought in all the receivers. They brought in the running backs. They brought in the same linemen. So basically, they have an advantage over the rest of the competition who have, 2 weeks to prep for this game. And, they're already not very good defenses to begin with. And so you got a guy who people called him the D3 Aaron Rodgers. The knock against him is he doesn't have the arm. You're not going to need the arm in the USFL. If you can make smart decisions against these defenses that haven't practiced very much, then Brian Scott's going to tear apart these offenses. Philadelphia Stars are the team to beat.